Hey, how y'all doing? Yeah, I'm gonna give me a microphone. I'm telling y'all, like, I probably already got one at the house. Don't just ain't did it because I probably been doing a while back. I probably been doing vlogging my motorcycle journey. I probably been vlogging it, bringing y'all along while I be jumping on my bike and stuff. But I just never even got. I've been so busy, so things gonna happen when I get this free time that God is gonna give me. I might incorporate and include me just riding my motorcycle and just videotaping, just seeing what's going on out here. Yeah, I'm a walking joke anyway. I just jump in road character and just go along with it. Like, okay, yeah. So I was just speaking saying, hey, so when I did the reason why I'm speaking on my motorcycle is when I had bought a lot of cameras and stuff. I bought a lot of cameras for me to record my motorcycle experience, including like microphones and stuff. And I never really had a chance just to do it. I've been so busy. But God saying He gonna give me free time. So me wanting to get back into like enjoying my motorcycle and stuff, maybe that might be a thing, y'all. And y'all get to see me live and y'all get to see me in action. I don't know if y'all want to see all that though. I don't know if y'all want to see all that, but yeah. So I'm just saying, hey, just smile talking, y'all. I'm just gonna say like deep in thought. I'm just deep in thought, which I be most of the time. But getting used to this hour back, it throw your time off, don't it? I'm trying to open my eyes up. They don't want to open though. So when you put your clock back an hour, just like my scale is just off. And this is just what's today? We put clocks back Sunday. Today is Monday. Yep, it's just Monday. Dang, it's just one day. It's just 24 hours, y'all. Let me stop. Okay. God, what we gonna talk about today? Wherever the conversation go, y'all. I talk off the top of my head. I gotta speak it and then God just started talking through me. So I don't never I got stuff I do need to get together because God was like, I need to get my Freddy Cougar together. My stuff dealing with my Freddy Cougar, I probably put. It's a lot of stuff I need to do, and I think God gonna give me some free time so I can do all the stuff I need and want to do in life. I think He gonna make that happen for me, y'all. Yeah, I've been praying to Him about my kids. When I go to God, y'all, when I talk to God, I just go back to Him with what He tell me. Like, and then I just go back to Him like, well, God, You is God, honey. That's how I talk to God. So like my kids in school, I know it's gonna be, like I feel like, they pushing agendas, they doing all this unnecessary stuff instead of teaching the kids what they need to know or even life skills. They only in school like brainwashing them with this indoctrination. Like the kids, they at home. You teaching your kids all this stuff, right from wrong, what you want to do, what you don't want to do, and then when they go to school for 8 hours, the school is unprogramming them. Everything you've been programming them that whole day or all their life, or that's all they doing the whole 8 hours they in class. Indoctrination. Everything you teaching them at home, they undoing their minds at school and unprogramming everything you teaching them. This is just like a everyday repetitive routine. So you go home and you teach your kids to be nice to other people, do this, do that. But then when they get to school, they dealing with kids that's bullying them, picking on them. Everything you teaching them at home, when they get to school, they see it's a whole different world. They see it's a whole different world. Everything you're trying to protect them from, when they go to school, they're going to be exposed to it. So, I'm like, God, you see what's going on. This is how I talk to God. I'm like, God, you see this, right? I said, I'm trying to do right thing. I said, but then when I take my kids to school, they being indoctrinated. I said, I need to homeschool my kids. So in order for me to homeschool my kids, God, I can't be working. Like, I need to be at home with my kids 24/7. In order for me to fully teach my kids the way I want to teach my kids, I can't work. I cannot work to do this, God. Make a way. That be my excuse not to work, y'all. So He gonna make a way where I ain't even gotta work. So that's how I come to Him. I'm like, God, I want to homeschool my kids. I'm trying to instill You in them, but every time they go to school, every day for 8 hours, they being unprogrammed about You and Jesus. They come home, I teach them, okay, y'all, let's pray. Let's do this, let's do that. Okay, God, God, God. And then when they get to school, they teach them, they undo everything that's of God in them. All day, every day, this is what these kids going through. This is what they struggling and battling all day, every day, y'all. So while they struggling is because you teaching them one thing, they go to school, they unteaching them, they confused. They get to a point where they confused because they like, well, my mama told me I'm supposed to be nice, but when I go to school, everybody mean. Well, when I go to school, you know, my mama tell me this, but then when I get to school, they teaching me about Halloween. So a spirit of confusion come on them at a certain point. Because everything you teach them when they go to school, they going to undo and unprogram everything. And then they get to the point where they even question you. So then they going to get to the point where they like, well, my mama teaching me this, but you 8 hours at the school being indoctrinated. And they basically telling you that your mama is a lie. So you going to start looking at stuff that they trying to put in the kids going to start looking at the stuff that the parents is teaching them and questioning everything at a certain point because you instilling this in your kids. And then when they get to school, they're being unprogrammed. And whatever you instill in them, they're going to strip all that out of them. That's what they're doing for 8 hours. They get to the point where these kids are confused at a certain point because what you teaching and what they teaching in school do not line up. So after they go through this programming for 8 hours a day, 5 days a week, everything you teaching them, they go to school, they unteach them everything that you teaching them. Everything that you say is right, wrong, wrong. They go to school. The school teach them that you tell them that boy, girl is right, girl is wrong, boy is wrong. When they get to school, they have this programming, and the kids watching videos where it's okay for girl, boy. It's okay for this. Everything you tell them is not okay. When they get to school, they like, it's okay to do this and do that. So they get confused. It's spirit confusion come on them. And then they going to even get to the point where they may rebel against you. All because of this school and just how they undoing and making you the enemy. The school make the parents the enemy. So the kids, they feed into that because they don't know no better. They feed into this indoctrination where they actually have the kids turn on the parents at a certain point. So once they get them in their mind, MK Ultra, then they can put anything in them at that point. Once they can get in their mind, which is what they doing when they unprogramming everything you teach them 8 hours a day, they go to school, they in this routine, they not learning math, English, and nothing like that. Now they learn the genders and everything, all of this. So they really like MK program these kids in school all day, every day. MK Ultra, that's what they doing. So then at a certain point, they going to school all day, every day. The teacher in class, the teacher can just put a video up, show them anything, everything. They going to see them take all that in. Because their mind is open now. They weak. And they have broken the bond that you created with your kids. Yeah, y'all. I'm just speaking how this coming to me. But yeah. This is what God is speaking on. It's going on in the classrooms. I'm an open vessel right now. So this is what He's telling me. So when I go to God and I pray, I just be like, well, God. I just say it to the point where it's to my advantage, y'all. I just be like, well, God, you know, you see what's going on, God. My kids, they going to school. I'm teaching them. When they get home, they ain't learned nothing. I taught them because they learned this new stuff. So when they get home, I got to tell them, okay, Halloween is bad. Okay, Day of the Dead, we don't celebrate that. Okay, this is everything they taught them in school for 8 hours. When they get home from school for the rest of the day, I'm unteaching them everything they learned. And then they go back to school to learn some more stuff. And then when they get home, I have to unteach everything they learned. I'm like, God, make a way so I can teach my kids full time. The only way I can teach my kids full time is if God make a way for me financially where I'm not struggling and stressing and have to get up and go to work. I got a financial breakthrough so I can take care of my kids and they can be homeschooled the way they need to be homeschooled. Me knowing this, I just put this in the earth for Him. So I'm like, okay, God, I need to homeschool my kids. So guess what, y'all? In order for me to homeschool my kids, God gonna have to give me some kind of financial breakthrough. Like I can't be stressed about no bills. I can't be stressed no money. So God, I need to homeschool my kids. You say I'm here to do what you want me to do with these kids and raise these kids, and I can't do what I need to do with these kids in the school system. I just can't do it. So make a way, God, so I can be what you need me to be for these kids. And then I just give it to God, and because I know God is God. So if it's God is God and all things are possible, No thing is too hard for God. So when I put my request before God, that is my request. So my kids will be homeschooled, and I'm gonna be the one that have to teach them. God gonna make a way where I ain't got to do all this. He gonna make a way where the financial load is gonna be lifted up off of me, so I can put my energy and do what God telling me that I need to be doing with my kids, with raising them up in this world. I can't do that with this school system. There's no way for me to do that with this school system. So God see our struggle, y'all. A lot more parents is going to be homeschooling. They not going to be sending their kids to school. We going to get out this matrix. Our kids is not going to be going to be reprogramming this MK Ultra all day, every day. God see what's going on, and God is going to step in and make a way for a lot of parents to be able to homeschool their kids. He see the struggle that we are having to do what we need to do for these kids. So he's going to open a heavenly door. And a lot of people, a lot of parents is going to be able to actually step in and homeschool their kids. Okay, y'all. So, yeah. So I be homeschooling my kids. So whenever God open that door, that's what it's going to be. So that's how I go to God, y'all. I do. You know, like when you read the word, all you do is remind God of his word. So you be like, well, God, you said I be like this with God. You know what? You told me these people weren't going to be in my life no more. That's what it's going to be. And I just stand on what he tell me. I don't care what it is. I don't care who or what it is that's going on. If he didn't kind me in the vision, said something to me, I didn't say something, I stand on it. And then I just throw it back in. I'm like, okay, God, this is what I say, and this how this happened, this how that happened. So that's how it got to happen. And I stand on it. It's no, okay, well, what if it really happened like that? It's no doubt there. Like, it's no doubt there. And I just remind God, anything he told me, I just remind him. If God tell me, well, Ching, you going to get a black car, I say, well, God, you told me I probably getting a black car soon. That's how I do God, y'all. I really do remind him of what he tell me. When you got the Bible, you got the word, and you going through stuff like just anything and everything going on, you supposed to use the word and just when you pray, just remind him what he said in his word. Well, God, you did say this in your word. You told me this. You already told me by his stripes I am healed. So that's what it is. And then you just stand on it. No doubt. He said it right. It was in the Bible, right? You did read that, right? Okay, well, that's what it is. Period. That's how I go to God about anything. So I be like, well, God, do what you said. That's what it is. You don't renege on your word. You know my other video when I was talking about how we renege on our word, but God can't renege on his word, because you go against your word, you're going against yourself. So if he go against his word, he's going against himself, and he cannot do that. That's something that's like in legal terms can never even happen. He can never go against himself. He go against himself. He going against his word. He going against him, his being, his sense of self. He can't do that. So his word is solid, like it's staying, it's sticking. So, yeah, y'all. So that's what I do. That's what I do right there. Okay, y'all. So I'm just speaking about this school. God saying he gonna get to a point kids gonna be able to be homeschooled. They not gonna have to deal with this. I'm programming all day, every day. Then the kids go to school, they program. They throw a little English in it, maybe a little bit math, but they being programmed on agendas and a whole lot of other stuff. Then you come home, you have to undo everything that they learned at a certain point. With them going back and forth, and these kids, they gonna be like, they gonna lose it. These kids mentally, they just gonna lose it at a certain point with all this back and forth. They're gonna be confused, and they're gonna lose it at a certain point. They ain't gonna know who they can trust. They gonna be like, well, who can I trust? I can't trust my parents. I can't trust the teachers. They gonna lose their sense of trust in people at a certain point behind all of this indoctrination, MK Ultra stuff that they doing with the kids through the public school system. It might be private too, but through the public school system, that what these kids is dealing with all day, every day. So what else I'm speaking on, God? Okay, I'm speaking on them. You know the video I just did. God, he want me to speak on Judas too. Not now. He want me to ask to read some more and get more deeper into that and get some more revelation dealing with Judas. I will speak on Judas for a little bit. That Judas spirit. It's a Judas spirit, y'all. It's a Judas spirit floating around. So when it's in the spiritual and that Judas is floating around, y'all watch y'all back out here. Do you hear me? That means these people will cross you from anything. It's like Judas, the spirit of Judas. It's just like, yeah, the spirit of Judas. God want me to come back on this, so I ain't gonna get too much into this Judas spirit. But what I will say about this Judas spirit, cause I know one morning Judas I just like, I said, Judas, I'm like, he can't be in my circle. So that means I have to cut my circle short, because see, Judas was really tempted by Satan. So there was an open door for Satan or Judas. So when you have people around you and they become an open door and Satan tempt them and entice them and tempt them and entice them with whatever going on, they'll turn on you in that process. Just like Judas turned on Jesus. So basically, it's just somebody in your circle who Satan sees as a weak link. Spiritually, they're a weak link. He go to them, and then he just put something out there. Normally, it's gonna be 9 times out of 10 it's money. Normally, 9 times out of 10 when you're dealing with Judas, money is associated to some kind of degree, some kind of financial gain. That for them betraying you, it's gonna be some kind of financial. What they think is gonna be some kind of financial gain on their part, because see, what Judas thought was, I'm gonna betray Jesus for these 30 pieces of silver, then I'm gonna be good. But see, it didn't go down like that. And then at the end of the day, the 30 pieces of silver, he never even used the 30 pieces of silver. And then he had to go and just commit suicide behind all that. Like when he realized what he did and the betrayal he did, it was the point of no return. He could not come back from it. He could not come back from that betrayal. Now what happened in the spiritual realm with him and Judas, Jesus going back getting them and stuff, that's something different. But in the physical, it was no coming back behind that Judas. It wasn't no coming back behind it. So once he betrayed Jesus, even if he wanted to go back and be like, here go your 30 coins, everything was already in motion. The damage was already done, y'all. It was no way he could go back and renege on what he set up and what he did behind betraying Jesus. So, you look at that story, and it's gonna be some kind of fight. In my first mind, till God tell me different, it's gonna be a financial gain associated with it. So when God see you, a person that's weak, mentally weak, when Satan see a person that's mentally weak, some area of their life where they weak, he gonna use financial, like it's gonna be something financial, and it's gonna be, okay, you do this, I'm gonna give you that. It's gonna be something dealing with finance. So this person feel like, well, I'm gonna betray him because I'm a benefit. It's a benefit me, like Lil Durk and Jam. He was like, I'm a benefit. It's gonna benefit me. So I'm finna betray him. So it's gonna benefit me to betray him. But it ain't gonna work out like that. Cause what you think it is, that ain't what it's gonna be. Like with Judas, what he thought it was through the betrayal, he thought that Jesus was gonna take a loss. Well, Jesus finna take a loss. But it ended up being him. He ended up taking the biggest loss. So when you deal with a Judas, the person who betrayed is going to end up being, the betrayer is going to end up being the person that's going to take the greatest loss. So Jam, the dude that's with Lil Durk, is going to take the biggest loss in all this. He going to take the biggest loss. So, because for one, it's going to cost him his friendship. He ain't going to never be able to get that back. That's gone. When Judas betrayed Jesus, their friendship was gone. It was no comeback behind it. That was the point of no return. Certain things you can't do, but certain things it's set in stone. Like it's just once it's to that level of betrayal, it's nothing. It ain't no coming back behind it. Like I just don't see no coming back behind it. When I look at Lil Durk and Jam, after he just betrayed him, had and all this other stuff. Allegedly, he had a wiretap and just recording little stuff here and there, dealing with them. Can that friendship be repaired? Can it be repaired? I don't think so. Because see, me, if I was Dirk, I look at him as Satan can enter you at any time, and I'd be put in the same position again. Like, I wouldn't even trust him to be strong enough to go against Satan, to tell Satan, no, I feel like you gonna cry. If you cry me once, you're gonna see another weak opportunity and cross me again. And see, that's something mentally that I'm not even deal with a person. Like, I'm not finna sit here and have it in the back of my mind of one day you might fall weak to the scheme of Satan, and you turn on me in this process. See, I ain't gonna deal with it. So I just keep my circle small, so I don't have to deal with it. See, I don't have to deal with it because my circle small. I don't have to deal with the fact that somebody might be dealing with something, and it might be something going on, and Satan see a weakness through this person. So Satan like, I'm gonna use this person. And then he come to this person and it sound good, it's enticing. Everything he's saying sound good, then they fall for the okie doke. And then in the process, they loss gonna be greater than the person who they tried to hurt. Cause for one, it's gonna be a friendship that you cannot get back. That's gonna be one of the main things that you're gonna lose in this process. It's gonna be things that money cannot buy. That's gonna be greater than the loss that the physical loss of the money that you fell for. Like that's how that's how that spirit work, y'all. God talking to me about this right now. A Judas gonna be somebody that's gonna be a help to you. When I say pick your Judas, everybody pick their Judas. We all pick our Judas. God said we all gonna pick our Judas in this realm. And it's gonna be somebody who gonna be a help to us. They're gonna be something that when we look at them, we gonna be like, we can benefit, which is gonna be a physical benefit. We're gonna be able to benefit from whoever this person is. This person is not gonna be no person that you're laying around. This person is gonna be a person that can fill a void in your life. This gonna be a person that's gonna be a real help to you. Just like with Jesus. Judas was a real help to Jesus. God had him on his team because he was a help with finances. He was real smart with money. He was over the money. So God was like, I need you on my team. So it wasn't like God just said, okay, Jesus was just like, okay, Judas, come on my team because I know you're going to betray me. No, Jesus saw him and saw a purpose for him to be on the team. So whoever you pick, it's going to be somebody who you're going to benefit from this person. Like this person is going to really be able to help you in certain situations. They're going to really be a help to you. So this person who will help to you is also going to be the person that's going to become an enemy at one point or another. They're going to betray you. It's going to be a betrayal that go on. So whoever, all Judas is going to be a helper. They're going to be a helping hand. Judas was a helping hand to Jesus. So when you deal with a Judas in the physical for us, this person is going to be a real helping hand to you. Like they going to, like, it's not going to be no fake. Like they really going to be there to help you. Like they really there to help you. And then at a certain point, Satan gonna see them as a weakness. Like he gonna catch the weakness on them and he gonna entice them. And it's gonna be something probably with money 9 times out of 10. And they gonna be tempted. And in order for them to get what he want to get them, they got to betray you in this process. So Satan set it up where, okay, I'm finna set this trap. So this person who really is a helper, I'm gonna see if they gonna fall for this. Is this greater than what they got going on? The loyalty test. You know how we be looking at these videos, they be talking about the loyalty test. Okay, Satan give us loyalty tests, and he gonna test that friendship. He gonna test the friendship. So Satan come with this loyalty test. Okay, Judas betray Jesus. I give you 30 pieces of silver. So then Judas in the back of his mind, he like, ooh, I can gain 30 pieces of silver. Ooh, I need that money. So then at a certain point, he like, okay, how is it gonna hurt me? Okay, I'm gonna betray him. But see, Judas don't understand the dynamics of everything that's really gonna, like everything that's wrapped up in this. Like Judas don't understand it. All Judas see is this money. It look good. It's enticing to the eye. And then he really looking like, okay, like this would be a win-win for me. That's how Judas looking at the situation. It's a win-win for me to go for these 30 pieces of silver, but he don't know that his loss is gonna be greater than 30 pieces of silver. He can't, in his mind, he can't even process this. Like his mind is not even letting him know the depth of what's all gonna be lost at the cost of him going for these 30 pieces of silver that Satan is testing him with this loyalty test. So Satan, he come testing with the loyalty test. He fall for it. In this process, then boom, Jesus got to go through what he go through. And Jesus, he go through a loss too. But Judas' loss was greater than Jesus' loss. So with him doing this in the betrayal, the other person is going to suffer. It's going to be a loss, but the person who actually betrayed that person loss is going to always be greater. Always. So they both going to take a loss at the end of the day. But the person who actually set it up, they loss is going to be greater. Their loss is going to always be greater. And I'm just breaking down this Judas stuff because this is what God is talking to me about, this Judas spirit. So yeah, so you got a person, and then this person is tempted 9 times 10 is something financial, and Satan throw their loyalty test at them. If they gonna fall for the $1,000,000 to betray you, or if they gonna just be a good friend and just be like Satan, gone on about your way. Cause when Satan come with his little package deal, you gonna take the package deal. Like Satan is no dummy, y'all. He gonna make sure it's gonna be something that, yeah. And then your mind, you thinking that you coming up like, yeah, it's a win-win for me. Nah, it ain't no win-win for you, because your loss gonna be greater. And you can't even factor it in. You ain't gonna even be able to process everything that's gonna be wrapped up in this loss. You ain't gonna even understand the dynamics of it all, because it's so much wrapped up in it. It's what money cannot buy. It's gonna be wrapped up in this. So your loss is gonna actually come at a greater cost. So that's the Judas spirit, y'all. That's the Judas spirit. This Judas spirit is going to be a helping hand. This Judas spirit is going to be a friend. This Judas going to be somebody who you really need and can use. Like, they're going to be like Jesus. He really needed Judas. Like, Judas was on that team for a reason. He was handpicked for a reason. He wasn't just some random dude Jesus said, come on. No. He making moves, making things happen. Jesus needed that. He was a benefit to the team. But then at a certain point, he saw an opportunity to betray the team. He like, oh, okay, I can gain from this. And then what's the worst that can happen to me? He couldn't process it. So his mind, when he weighed out, let me weigh this out. Him gaining the 30 piece of silver, he didn't see it as being no loss. Like, he really didn't see it as no loss. He like, I'm finna take these 30 pieces of silver, and it's a win-win for me. I'm good. He like, and then he probably at that point was like, shoot, the other person might not even know I'm the one that's doing it. Like, I'm gonna do it behind their back. I'm here 30 piece of silver, then I'm gonna play it cool. I'm still gonna be in the circle. I'm still gonna be just rocking like I ain't never did nothing. So it's a win-win for me, because then now I can play the role of just being being the victim in all this. I can play this role even though I set all this up. I can jump. I told you some of y'all can win a award for real out here. Didn't I tell y'all that? Some of y'all can win the award for best performance for real. Including Judas. But when he realized what he did, that was it. Like, that was it. Like, it wasn't nothing. Like, it was said, it wasn't no coming back from there. You can't come back from the betrayal of a Judas betrayal. You cannot come back from a Judas betrayal. You can't come back from it. At the end of the day, like, even with Judas and Jesus, like, Judas never came back from that Judas betrayal. Like, he could never come back from it. Like, he could never bounce back from that betrayal. Like, once he did that betrayal, that was the ultimate betrayal. Like, it was just like, certain stuff, God say forgive 70 times 7. But when you deal with a Judas betrayal, that's something you would never come back. You won't never. Judas betrayal set in stone. You know how I be saying, sometimes you pray God have a change of heart. Sometimes stuff you pray about be set in stone. The betrayal, like at the level of a Judas, like a Judas betrayal is set in stone. It's no coming back behind a Judas betrayal. It's nothing you can do come back behind it. Once you make up in your mind and you fall for the loyalty test, and you fall for the okie doke, and you fall for the schemes of Satan, when he gets you at the level of a Judas betrayal, it's no coming back from it. When you look at Jam and Dirk, even if anything go on, everything cool, it's no coming back behind a Judas betrayal. I don't see Dirk coming back, opening himself up, allowing himself to be just cool with Jam again. Ooh, y'all, yeah, look at us. We kumbaya peace, y'all. And you got your enemy right here, and y'all I don't see Dirk coming back behind it and just saying, okay, the friendship is worth it. Because now you're going to take a greater loss, because when you at a position where you were higher than you was before, it's Satan going to wiggle his way around and try to tempt this same Jam that he tempted. The same Judas that he tempted at first with the 30 pieces of silver. Now he finna offer you, 100 pieces of silver. Is this Judas gonna be strong enough to say no this time? Ain't nobody in their mind gonna be sitting here wondering if this person gonna be strong enough to withstand the tricks of Satan. and every single time. So you deal with one betrayal, then Satan come, you doing good. Satan come with a different betrayal at a higher cost. and he paying you higher for this higher cost. Is you gonna jump on there too? If he come at you saying, I give you $1 million, is you gonna jump on there too? Then when you get through that friendship and that betrayal, and then y'all finally make it through, and then Satan see another opportunity, then he coming at you again, talking about, okay, well, I'm gonna give you $2 million this time, and then you get betrayed again. This don't go in no circle. Like, this not no pattern. This is like a one-time thing. Like, once you at the level of Judas betrayal, it's a one-time thing. It's no coming back behind Judas betrayal. So pick wisely with this loyalty test. Pick wisely, because it's only one time. That grace ain't in. That grace don't work in this situation. Like when you deal with Judas betrayal, the grace aspect of things, like how God be like, forgive. It ain't no grace in this situation. Ain't no grace on the judgment of this situation. So pick wisely when you're dealing with these loyalty tests, y'all. These Judases. It's no grace in this. You know how I say it's set in stone. It's no grace. That's why it's no. That's why it's set in stone. Because the grace has been removed from the equation when you're dealing with the betrayal on the level of a Judas. It's no grace dealing with this. Like, it's just stern. Okay, you did what? You betrayed me for 30 pieces of silver? Oh, no. Oh, no. Ain't no coming back. You did what? You done betrayed me for what? Oh, okay. Ain't no grace. No grace. So, y'all. Okay, God got me speaking on the Judas spirit. Okay, God, I'm through speaking on the Judas spirit. Now I'm finna go into this Eve. Because yesterday I was talking to my daughter. I'm telling you all about my daughter and this girl who has taken on her image. Like I said, God, he ain't got none in my spirit against this girl or whatever. I think that it's just a big misunderstanding on everybody's part. And I just feel like God bless who he want to bless, including this girl. So if this girl, she already had talent, I think God gonna bless her in her line. God gonna bless my daughter in her line. And I just feel like, okay, everybody, y'all just enjoy the blessings now. That's me. All y'all just enjoy the blessings, y'all. Because both of y'all gonna get blessed. My daughter blessing gonna be greater. But you gonna get blessed too now. So both of y'all, all y'all enjoy y'all blessings, y'all. God bless, bless whoever he want to bless. And he's saying he want to bless everybody. So y'all gonna get y'all blessings. Both of y'all. My daughter blessing gonna be greater though. But both of y'all enjoy the moment and have fun with this. Because God is opening doors for both of y'all. That's how I feel about the girl and my daughter. I feel like I can't get into too much because it's 30 minutes. So I'm like, I ain't trying to get into too much, but I think the girl might be trying to, like, I'm gonna see how everything go. Cause see, my daughter and the girl is like inverse. My daughter, she's the type of person, she not gonna jump on everybody's team. She not gonna sign with everybody that wanna sign her. She not gonna be the first person coming to her. The other girl might be that. The girl is completely opposite of my daughter. So you gonna see two people, two different paths based on two different mindsets. My daughter got a different mindset than this other girl, but God gonna bless both of them, and they're gonna go in two different directions. My daughter gonna be set in stone. My daughter, her foundation is built on what they say. She got a solid foundation. This other girl ain't on no solid foundation. So, you know the parable when they talk about, okay, you built your house on sand. Like, it talk about building a house. It's in my mind. I can't speak on it, but it talk about the parable. It's the parable when they talk about building your houses and having that solid foundation. It say when the wind blew, this house went this way. And when the wind blew, it wasn't strong enough, the foundation, so it crumbled and it was destroyed. Well, my daughter is on the solid foundation. So her process is going to be longer because she's going through a whole process. She's not taking a quick way out. She's not taking a fast way out. Like, she really putting in the work on this. So she putting the work in on it, and she's very picky about what she wants. She's not jumping on every offer that's going on, y'all. The other girl, she is jumping on every offer, but that's not a bad thing. It's just she's not gonna be on solid. She's not gonna be solid like my daughter. I told my daughter that the girl gonna even end up coming back to her. I said, this girl, she gonna end up coming back to you. I said, so I said later on down y'all journey, I said she's gonna end up popping back up, coming back around you. I said, but it's on you to decide if this something about who you really want to be cool with or not be cool with. I said, but she don't have no evil intent now. And I said, and I see everything that's going on, and she just taking a quick route. You taking a long route. And And sometimes you can get frustrated taking the long route, and you see all these people with the short route getting what you trying to work so hard for and been working hard for. But you on solid foundation, so your stuff gonna last longer. And you solid. The other people, they not solid like you. So they gonna wish they was solid and built themselves up. But you doing all that, so you ain't gonna have no regrets. Okay, y'all. So dealing with this. I was speaking on how women have this spirit, what they want, what they cannot have, and I'm talking about Eve. Remember, I was speaking on it. I was speaking on it's just something with women, and they are enticed, and they always want what they cannot have. I said even in the Garden of Eden, Eve wanted the one fruit that God told her she could not eat. God told her she could have everything, she only had one restriction. That was just the one fruit, but she wanted what she could not have. I told you in my other video how women want what they cannot have. This girl, she want what she cannot have, which is my daughter identity. But while she trying to steal my daughter identity, my daughter's getting a whole new identity in this process. She's developing and going a whole different direction. So while you dealing with the old Tay-Tay done develop. She ain't even that no more. So this sound that you sound like, she ain't gonna even sound like that, because she's steady growing. Her voice, everything is steady developing, and you stuck because you didn't pick up on this quick on this right here. That ain't even her no more. She's still evolving. You ain't evolving, but she evolving. Everything about her evolving. So I said people want what they cannot have. Women want what they cannot have. If God bless this girl with a big butt, you ain't got no big butt. You like, I want that big butt. Like, you not going to be content with what you got. So what you going to go do is you going to go buy you the big butt that God never intended for you to ever even have. You see this person, she got this. You want what she got. God said you have everything, but you can't have the butt. I'm going to give you everything but the butt. But guess what? You can't accept it. You can't accept you got everything else. You want the butt too. So you go out and you buy that. So that's why I'm saying it's just like this mental spirit on women where they see something they want it. So when they see other people and God can give them all of this, all of that, they can be physically, they attractive, but then they like, well, I want more. I want that. I want what you told me I couldn't have. And then just some drive them to just go for what they could not have. It was just something that drove Eve to want what God told her not to eat. Especially when there was other fruit in the garden that was better than the fruit that he told her not to eat. And then she only had one restriction. I see women move like that now. These women, God said, you can get any man you want, but don't touch that married man. But then that's what you want. You want the one thing you're not supposed to touch. It's like a spirit, and it dealing like with Eve. And God, he'll give you this rundown, and he'll give you one rule. You can talk to any other man, you date men, just leave the married man alone. Just don't touch the married man, because they already taken. Just leave them alone. But then in your mind, you like, I want that. That look good. That look better. It's a million men out here. But that one that's married look better than the million men. Even if he is dogging her out and ain't got nothing going for himself, he look the best. He only look good because God said, do not touch. It ain't nothing good about him. It wasn't nothing good about the fruit that Eve decided to eat other than God said, do not touch. It's nothing good about this man who probably beating his wife every day. Can't do nothing. Financially, ain't nothing there. But in your eyes, you just intrigued by this man. Because it's the one thing God said don't touch. It's a million men out here. Go, you have any other man you want, date them, have fun, just get to know these other men. But that married man with that woman right there, that's my only restriction for you, to you women. Don't touch the married men. And what your eyes go on? Which one? That man right there? Oh, I want him. I ain't got nothing going for himself. You only want him because God said don't touch him. Yeah. But it's a million other men out here that's way better. But you just want the one that's tied to this woman. Just because God said do not do it. You with your rebellious self. That's what you want right there. Okay, y'all, I'm going to let y'all go. Enjoy y'all day. And then on the back end of what I just said, basically, God telling you not to go after the married man, the one man, could be, because he the worst. He wasn't never the best to begin with. You know, in my video where I was telling you that God was saying that God was saying that the tree that Eve ate wasn't even the best fruit in the garden. It was just something he restricted her from. You know, it was something he restricted her from. It wasn't even the best. So with that being said, the person who God is telling you do not touch probably ain't even the best person for you. He probably not even good for you. It's probably not good for you to be with this person. He's probably protecting you. That's why he's telling you this. But you want what you cannot have. You just want what you cannot have. Okay, y'all, I'm gonna let y'all go. Yeah, y'all, the last thing about this Judas that God been calling me about, because it's just this Judas. So it's like a spirit in the earth. A lot of betrayal and stuff gonna be going on in this whole process, like just around with everybody. But along with the Judas spirit, what come to me about, you know, God was like, it ain't no grace. Like, the grace ain't there. Like, you know how you be like, oh, you supposed to forgive this person, forgive that person. It's grace in this situation. So that's why you do that. But when it's to the level of betrayal, like a Judas type of betrayal, the grace is removed. The grace is removed at that point. It ain't no, okay, you stab me in my back. Okay, boom, you stab me in my back again. It don't work like that. God don't want us out here being no fool. God don't want us walking around being a fool out here. So at the end of the day, God do say forgive in certain situations. That's not all situations. Well, he do say forgive, so you forgive in all situations, but then in certain situations, the grace has been removed. So that means at a certain point, you can forgive a person and just go on. You can forgive a person and just go on and let that be. Like, you don't have to have no hard feelings about the issue, no hard feelings about what happened. You could just, okay, I forgive this person. I have no hate for this person, but this person can't be around me. Because for what? So that I can be betrayed again? So I can be at a point where God did put me in a higher position, and then God put me in a higher position for the betrayal just to be bigger than what Satan can come tempt this same person again. So, and you don't know how people react when they under this temptation and under the test of Satan, this test of loyalty, so to speak. You just don't know what people gonna do and what they gonna go like. You just don't know this because it's their own personal test. And just the same, you know, it just remind me of the saying of, you know, a snake shed its skin only to become a bigger snake. So it's just like, okay, you shed your skin. When I'm in a higher position, it's just like, you're going to be a bigger problem for me. If you shedding your skin only to become a bigger snake, that means that you just going to be a bigger problem later on. So you got to have something. You got to exercise wisdom in this process now. You got to exercise wisdom because you got to be wise. So, yeah, you want to forgive people and stuff like that, but you don't want, God not going to even let you put yourself in a position. God not going to even let you put yourself in a position to take any kind of losses like that. So if somebody do you wrong, stuff like that, you just have to just kind of just like forgive the person, go on with yourself. But you're not going to be put in a position where you're going to have to be forced to take another loss because this person failed the loyalty test or that person failed their loyalty test. So you got to be, you being a good person. Like at a certain point, you got to exercise wisdom and you got to realize grace is not going to be exercised in every single situation that you go through in life. Yeah, you can forgive a person, but grace may not be there. Even with God, certain things, the grace is just not there. Certain things you do, God was like, no. Like, yeah, I forgive you, but you didn't did what you did, and now it's consequences, and it's no grace given at that point with certain situations. So, that's all that's coming to me about that, about the snake shedding its skin only to become a bigger snake. That's a bigger problem. So, you know, you just got to move strategically out here, move with wisdom, you know, don't have no hate in your heart, just go forward with whatever you got going on. And if Satan come to somebody and they fail the loyalty test, yeah, it's going to be a loss on everybody in. On everybody in. When Jesus lost Judas, there was a betrayal of Judas. When Judas betrayed Jesus, everybody suffered. But Judas suffered the most. Because of all what was wrapped up in it. I'm tickling my first mind, like people might say Jesus suffered the most. He had to take on the sins of everybody. So I ain't gonna say that so Judas' betrayal, what didn't cause, like it wasn't like Jesus suffered because he had to take on the sins of man. But the betrayal of Judas and the relationship they had, Judas suffered more. Judas suffered more. I'm just talking about from their relationship. Now, Jesus suffered because he had to go through this in order to, get in order to fulfill what God had already spoken at the beginning. And so all of this had to happen. All of this had to happen. Everything that went on had to happen, so to speak. Got my mind trying to go somewhere with this, and I know I ain't got that much time. But so yeah. So Judas was betrayed because at that point they friendship suffered behind it. They friendship suffered, and it wasn't no coming back because the grace was gone. Like, it wasn't no grace behind that level of betrayal. Like, it just wasn't no grace in the situation. Certain situation you go through, it's just not gonna be no grace in the situation. It ain't no, okay, let me do it 1,000,000 times because God said forgive 70 times 7. Yeah, you forgive 70 times 7. But you forgiving don't mean that you have to open yourself up to be attacked another 70 times 7. So you just forgive. And I'm gonna have to go back to this because this is stuff I ain't trying to go into. It's a lot going on with this, and I don't have time to break this down. But you forgive people. You have a good heart about the situation. But in certain situations, you're not gonna be able to open your door back up. Like, God not gonna let you open your door back up. God is not gonna do it. God is gonna step in and say, you cannot open this door up. You cannot. I'm not gonna put you in a position where you endanger yourself, where you are in harm's way. At the end of the day, God is not going to put you in a position where you forgive somebody just for somebody to come back and do more damage and more hurt and more harm to you. God is going to protect you from all of it. So some doors that God be like, forgive the person, but that door got to stay shut. For certain situations now, God going to be like, yeah, you forgive the person, but that door cannot be reopened again. It's just, it can't be reopened because I'm protecting you from danger. And that's what God gonna do. He gonna protect us from danger. He's not gonna have us walking around where we gonna be in danger out here, where people gonna just do us any kind of way and just keep doing us any kind of way. God gonna be like, shut that door and keep going. Shut the door and keep going. Nobody's not gonna manipulate my word in this process of forgive and just think that they gonna just do what they want to do in this, because the door is gonna be shut. You will be forgiven because my words say forgive, but then it's time for this person to move on, and it's time for us to part ways. So, I'm going to let y'all go and enjoy y'all day. One more thing. So, when Judas betrayed Jesus and they had their fallout and all this stuff went on and went wrong behind Judas betraying Jesus, like, was it Jesus' fault? Do you blame Jesus for how he had to respond to the situation? Like, do you blame Jesus for his reaction to the betrayal of Judas? Like, was it really Jesus' fault? Is Jesus really the one to blame because Judas decided that he wanted to fail the loyalty test by being tempted by Satan and falling for the 30 pieces of silver? And the loss was great on both ends, but it was greater on Judas' end. Do you blame Jesus for all this at the end? Like what kind of position do you think Jesus supposed to play at this point? After all the betrayal, everything go on, you say, okay, I forgive you. What Jesus supposed to do at this point? Like, how he supposed to move at this point? He ain't really had to do too much. Because everything was in motion. Everything was in motion. And then Judas ended up, like, committed suicide. And he didn't even take the 30 pieces of silver. Like, he couldn't even take it. Like, the loss was so great when he realized what he had did. His heart was grieved. Judas' heart was grieved, but the damage had already been done. Like, it was no coming back behind it. Like, it was like the damage is done. It was like everything was in motion. Like, it wasn't no reversing it. No reversing it. But Judas, he felt bad. I'm gonna talk to y'all later, cause my phone is finna die.